you mentioned the All-Star game. The Times are actually reporting that when it comes to the All-Star game, the more popular and more likely outcome of an All-Star game would be a Premier League 11 against an 11 from one of the other top leagues, say a Bundesliga.
And then why don't you have a round robin and get the top ones from Liga and the top ones from Italy and the top ones from Spain, go down to the African continent, get all the ones from Africa, then go to South America, have a round robin tournament, let them all play. Don't give anybody a rest.
You should get on the board for that.
We've already got the World Cup. We've got the World Cup squeezed in November this year. We've just come off a pandemic. We have the Euros. We have all these other competitions. We have the Champions League. We now have the Europa Conference in Europe. We have games coming thick and fast. And I don't feel sorry for players or managers. I don't, because we've been there. I don't feel sorry for them. But you can't just keep adding games, right? It's not possible. We're all talking. And people with common sense are talking about how they can reduce the schedule slightly without eating into the finances, which are hugely important. But you just can't keep adding these cheerleading games, which in the face of things look great. But in the truth of the matter, we just don't have calendars for things like this. We have players travelling it's a global game now. We have players travelling all over the world to play these internationals. We have seasons finishing and players going off. It might not be a World Cup, there'll be a Copa America. There might not be a World Cup, there'll be a Gold Cup, there'll be something. And this is a global game now. These players are not getting much of a rest. We don't need, I don't think, this kind of nonsense popping up on the periphery of all these other important games that we have at the moment. It's an utter nonsense.
Jules, what are you hearing about this version of an All-Star game?
Well, they keep bringing new ideas, and again, I think our friend Todd is probably behind it a bit. I mean, I just wonder what the next one is. In France we've got a charity game every year where some former great footballers like Zidane play with some former great rugby players like Chabal or Michalak, and they do one half of football and one half of rugby for charity again. And I wonder if maybe the next idea from Todd Boehly and the others is, why don't we mix the NBA and basketball and football? Hey, Todd, that's a great idea. We could do half of football, half of basketball. You can play in the States if you want. That's going to bring a lot. And you know what? Play at Christmas. It's even better because we can all eat our turkey while watching the NBA/Premier League All-Star game 11v5, 5v11, whatever you want. I mean, come on.
You watch that stuff here. That Pro Bowl, I never watched it. The Pro Bowl, I think they're scrapping the Pro Bowl, I believe. Nonsense. They go to the Pro Bowl. I think I flicked it on once, I think. They don't even tackle each other. What a lot of nonsense. All this garbage, right? Hey, what about these players? You go away, here's the Premier League 11, we're going to play the Bundesliga 11 or the Serie A 11, whatever it is. You got Liverpool's Mo Salah and you got Manchester City's Erling Haaland, mean his dad. Erling Haaland, let's go away and play in this game. Mr. Guardiola, here's Erling Haaland coming back. Guess what? He's got a broken leg. Wasn't it a wonderful idea? I mean, what a lot of that.
It sounds like Mario's not having it either. You're not a fan, Mario?
No, the only worry I have is that you're going to get guys get injured, like Greg just said, like they have so many games. The quality of football is not going to come down to giving them more games because then the quality goes down. And why are we entertained by certain leagues? And I'm not only highlighting the Premier League, but La Liga, any league around the world, the Italian league. It's because we are watching them performing at the highest level. But the moment we're going to give them more games, do we think we're going to see better games? No. We're going to get less quality and less performing. The other thing is that, guys, we're talking about a guy, Todd Boehly. He's a businessman. His point of view will always be business-orientated. If we have a problem with that, then I don't think the problem is only that we cannot highlight only problems at his side. It's also the people that agree to certain levels. Because when he comes in, what do you expect him to be? To change his pattern? Because his pattern was, he's a businessman. He's always going to look for opportunities. And anyone that is in business always looks for what is not out there and what can we implement, regardless if we like it. The only thing is that they might have had people that they're surprised by in England. They're saying like, wow, what's going on now? No, guys. When he came in, you already knew where you were heading to. So now he comes in and gives you opportunities.
Even international football. when the international break came around, when it wasn't qualifiers, they were so bad, these international friendlies, so bad, there was so little interest that UEFA had to go and figure out a different format to try and breathe some life into these dates. And the UEFA Nations League, it's not a perfect science, but it's a damn sight better than what those internationals were. But if you can't drum up the interest from players and fans to go and play international football, how the hell are you going to drum up the interest for these games that are nothing more than akin to a charity match? I mean, how are you going to do it? And I agree totally with what Mario said. The reason some of these leagues around the world are the most watched are because it's elite level. And to stay elite level, you need to stay at elite fitness. And you can't just keep adding games and keep elite fitness. You can't have one without the other. The quality will get diminished, the money will go down, the viewership will go down. But guess what? One or two of these owners might think they've made more money. But honestly, you got to, and I think I heard Kevin De Bruyne talking about it a month or two ago. Yeah. Somebody has to have a good think about what's happening to the players. And I hear these people, we don't feel sorry for them. They get $1 million a month or whatever. It's not about that. It's not about $1 million a month or $100,000 a month or $10 a month. It's about the state they take the pitch on a Saturday. When you pay your money as a season booker or through the turnstile or whatever it is, you go there to see these elite players fit and ready. You don't go to see them, oh, we've just come off another flight. Oh, we're a bit tired today. We just beat the Bundesliga 11. So we're not going to be able to give our best today. Hope you enjoyed your $100 ticket at the turnstile, but I'm a bit knackered. Come on.
Tomorrow, maybe we will get... Go on, Mario.
Yeah, it's what Greg says. You know, like when I played football, right? The only thing I never wanted to feel like that I was tired before we even had the kickoff. I hated it. I remember those ice baths, you understand, sitting in and trying to recover really fastly. The only thing you want when the referee blows the whistle is that you're 100% fit to perform to your best standard. And if we're going to add more games to those guys, we are not going to enjoy watching them. Believe me, we're going to see now and then. It's going to take us too long to watch them really perform the way we want them to perform. And I don't want that. I don't want them to get injured. I want to watch football and I want to be entertained.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.